Yo, what's good, my fellow deadheads? Your overlord has returned, and I actually am going to walk to work in 30 minutes. But before I walk to work, there was just one thing that I wanted to talk about for the JJK Phantom Parade JP 1.5 anniversary. Oh my gosh, that's a mouthful. So guys, the thing that I want to talk about for the 1.5 anniversary is the last character who actually released. It was a red Nanami. But I just want to tell you guys how fire, how impactful, how crazy this red Nanami is, right? If you look back at the first anniversary of the game, the first character they dropped was Yellow Yuji, which at the time, nobody could really tell that there was an obvious need for him. I mean, he's an anniversary character, so obviously he's going to be good, he's going to be strong, which he was. But there was no apparent, direct needs for him at the moment, because at that time, they only had tower floors 51 through 60. Now it seems that Yuji is very, very useful in the later tower floors, and luckily as global players, with the extra hindsight, we were able to get prepared for that and go ahead and summon for him accordingly. Then you can see the next character here that we got was Gojo, who is DPS. If you look at him on the website, right, an attacker. Yes, he is an attacker, but in all reality, he is a debuffer because everybody just builds up his ultimate mainly, and then just uses his domain expansion to give the craziest debuff you've ever seen in the world to his team, not even to red characters, just to anybody on the team, which made him really, really incredible, right? So all of a sudden you have two just really good damage dealers, and Yuji because he can do his double attack thing, and when you get those double, when you have a mechanic that makes the following 2 turns of attacks after your ultimate deal more damage than your ultimate did, but your ultimate has put you in that state, that's just a very well designed character, right? When you have a character who can debuff anything in the game. I've even seen stuff that's immune to debuffs still get hit with Infinite Void and just be debuffed. And I'm just bro, that's literally insane because that shit was not supposed to work. But it's just 2 really incredible characters, not to mention Yuji's recollection bit is okay. I don't even use that bit on him. I use Play of the Strong, the one where Sukuna and Gojo are fighting. And then on Gojo, you're typically using some sort of bit that increases his ultimate gauge a little bit faster. But then the third character that we got, it was a nice little surprise. We didn't know who it was going to be. And then it turned out to be Sukuna. Not in January. In December. It was Sukuna at the start of December. Yep, right here, right? And Sukuna was a very incredible damage dealer. So, he could go anywhere and do damage anywhere. And they have so many videos of him just going from floors 1 to 60 in tower, right? His damage is that formidable. And Sukuna is still a very insane damage dealer. And if you guys don't know, my Sukuna is actually 5-star because I went back into the banner a little bit later on, and I summoned Sukuna. I already had Sukuna A2. I summoned him once on the first multi I did with tickets, so I bought 30 tickets. Then I summoned him again on the third multi I did with the tickets, so I used up all the tickets, got 2 copies of him. And then I just used my dupe for the last copy because I was like, alright, who cares? 5-star Sukuna, it is what it is, right? Sukuna is an incredible damage dealer, but we go and fast forward to the landscape of the game now, in the 1.5 anniversary for the JP version. So firstly, we see that we have a rerun banner for Yuji right here. And in the second part of the celebration, we have also gotten a rerun banner for Domain Expansion Gojo. But you can see for the first part of the celebration, they have gone to Gojo, right? Gojo when he gets his high after he dies and learns how to do reverse curse technique and all that, right? That's who our first character is for this anniversary, and I honestly appreciated this a lot more because Gojo is typically the hypest character of an anniversary whenever we're getting anniversary characters, so this gave people the opportunity to go ahead and just funnel their cubes into Gojo as much as they wanted to from the start, and then everything else after Gojo is just support, so that it's okay, green probably is missing a viable green DPS. If you do not have Mekamaru or an absolutely balls to the wall maxed out to the absolute top Hollow Purple Gojo, right? And what I mean by that, I mean all level 10 skills, Phantom Seal, all level 10 skills, Phantom Seal. What am I forgetting here? Fully Awakened, obviously. SP, Hidden Potential System, and there's one more thing. oh, I can't remember the last thing. 150? Level 150? I mean, that's phantom still. Anyway, if your Gojo's not absolutely pushed out, maxed out to that point, like Hollow Purple Gojo, his damage is going to look a little wimpy in some cases, especially because you have a very short amount of time to work with him, because the bulk of his damage is coming from his ultimate. And yeah, once he uses his ultimate, he's gone. This Gojo is literally the opposite of that. He can do a very good amount of damage. And once he uses ultimate, he stays even further. Like, I don't know why I said he's the opposite of that, but like, maybe because he's green, he's also Hollow Purple. But like, he works in a reverse way where like, you can just keep doing his ultimate and then just keep building up towards it. Whereas Hollow Purple Gojo, the first one's ultimate makes him leave. This one, you have to do more hoops to get to his ultimate, and his ultimate doesn't make him leave. I don't know. Whereas Hollow Purple Gojo's ultimate is very fast and easy to get to. Then you can see here, second person was going to be Shoko here. So, the difference right now, from what I'm seeing, with the first and the 1.5 anniversary, damn, I'm handsome. I'm sorry, I'm looking at myself in the preview. But the difference that I'm seeing is that in the first part of the celebration, they wanted to introduce a new DPS. That DPS didn't really have a solidified spot anywhere. He was very good, yes, but there was nothing that was like, oh, I need him for this, right? You had your second character, which was Red Gojo, usable everywhere. Everything needed Gojo, and everything still does need Gojo. Then you have your third character, another DPS, like just 3 DPSs, right? One of them doubled as a very nice debuffer, but then you got Sukuna, who's like, who can go anywhere, right? Now it feels like the game is in a state where we do need stronger characters in specific areas, and it feels like they really hit those marks for hitting specific areas. Because the two categories that did not get, or the two colors that did not get buffed this celebration are yellow and blue. But let's think about that. The JP Blair base already has a yellow character that is very strong, that came out 6 months ago and is still relevant. And you also have hidden inventory Gojo, so they've already made Gojo more easily accessible to you as well. And who else? Yellow Yaga is added to the standard banner. He's a very good character. You still have solid options in SR and Rare Kaito. Even though that sounds like a joke nowadays, he is still a viable option, because just as much as surviving is important, having the cursed energy to do everything that you need to do is equally as important, if not more important. I don't know, because I've had runs where characters have died, and just because characters have died towards the end doesn't mean that I don't get my win at the end of the run. Like, it's just that, okay, sometimes Kaito's going to be a sacrifice for the greater good, but he's going to leave everybody with a little more extra cursed energy than he would have not left him with if he wasn't there. And then all of a sudden, you know, after Kaito's gone, I have a few more options with my characters to do a few more moves, spam a few more skills, things like that, right? You look at the blue group in the game, right? Gato is still an incredible unit. Sukuna is still an incredible damage dealer. Blue Gojo is out of here, but let's be real, he still has the potential to get an SP hidden potential buff. And honestly, since they dropped all of the hidden potential buffs for all of the characters at the same time on the global version, I have a strong suspicion that every new SP buff that drops for characters on the JP version will probably be dropping on the global version at the same time, if they just skipped all the nuance and just gave them all to us at the same time. Oh, another blue character that's pretty good is Jogo, actually. But yeah, like, there's a lot of good blue options. Oh, and then they recently released the Blue Maki as well, which she's not out on the global version yet, but like, we're talking about JP right now. You got Blue Maki, right? So it's like, those two teams have a pretty solid like influx of options, I feel like. When you look at the green team, you have Gato, who's like an incredible debuffer, but specifically for green. You have Hollow Purple Gojo, and I already explained him. You gotta be absolutely maxed out, cracked out to the top. Then you have Muta, or Kokichi, or Mekamaru. You have Mekamaru, who is a very good damage dealer, but his damage, one, is based on the caveat, I think that you have more Jujutsu technical Kyoto students on the team with him. I think the green Miwa works that way as well, which I don't hate that, but like, they need more stronger options for those units in the first place. Then also they have who else? They have Green Megami, who's pretty good, but I mean, like, he's not the most damaging option. People use him as a DPS, but in all reality, he is a debuffer. If you look at his class, he's actually a debuffer, or interfere, I think it says, and I'll go and double check that before the video's over. I know I sometimes say I'll double check stuff before the video's over and I forget to do it, but like, no, I'm gonna remember this time. But like, Gojo is a very, very, very needed damage option. He's just free, he stays out forever, you know what I'm saying? And he's super fun to use. Has really good damage, has really good buffs, has really good defensive capabilities, has really good did I say counter? Did I start with counter? I don't know. Obviously, he has really good stats because he's a Gojo character. Every Gojo character in the game always has like the best damn stats. But Gojo is incredible, and Gojo is needed. Then, to double down, they even gave us a more important green debuffer, or green buffer, who absolutely is just revolutionary night and day for the green team. And not to mention, they obviously put, you know, this Gojo, like I said, this Toji, and this Geto on a banner, or on the standard banner. So now you can summon for these characters as well. And Green Geto with Shoko with Gojo is actually a pretty insane combo. Like, I'm just gonna be real with you, right? So now we're sitting at this point where we have the green team is looking good. The yellow team is still looking pretty good in my opinion. The blue team could use improvement, but it is still solid for the most part, considering that a lot of characters are still missing SP buffs and things of that nature, and we still have a decent enough feasible moving kit with these characters, you know, in Sukuna, Geto, Inumaki, Maki, you know, all these characters, right? We still have very feasible things, Jogo now, right? But then you look to the red section. In the red section, I think his problem is that not a lack of buffers. I still love Red Yaga. I still love Red Nanami. But at the end of the day, those are SR characters, so they can get hit kind of hard sometimes. And this isn't updated right here. None of this is updated right here because I actually saw in the Discord that that somebody who works on the wiki is going to be missing for like 2 weeks because their laptop is like fried or some shit. It's like, hey bro, we understand you do good work, and we understand you're not slacking, bro. Everybody's got to have their, you know, refractionary periods. Is that the right word? I don't know. Everybody's got to have those periods where they can repair and come back greater. So it is what it is. But Red Nanami, Red Yaga, and Red Inumaki. Those are like the three, bro. Those are like the three right there. Them buffers right there, bro, they be going crazy. And they're so valuable because they're so low rarity. But it's just like, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot Gakuganji for the green team. But those three are so valuable because their buffs are just so insane and they're so free to get. But at the end of the day, they are SR characters and rare characters, and I'm not saying that makes them useless. Mine are worked on. Mine are level 140 and all this shit. Like, mine are pushed up to that level, bro. They are on that level. But I do want to say that, like, since they are inherently lower rarity, they inherently do have lower stats no matter how hard you try to push them. Like, if I gave Inumaki a Phantom Seal, all level 10 skills, and maxed them up and got them all the way grade 15, him and Domain Expansion Gojo are still going to look very different. Because even though I maxed them both out, Gojo is, first of all, Gojo. So, like, his stat ceiling's already crazier. But also, he's just an SSR character. So, naturally, one of the things that incentivizes you to summon for SSR characters more is the fact that their stats are better and their kit just works better, right? So, Red is not running out of options, but Red will run out of options eventually because stuff will eventually start to hit too hard that even if you are the same typing, because you're SR and rare, you might get swiped away. Now, Red still has very good damaging options with Red. I will still sit here and say Red Yuji is a good damage option. I still, if I have to work something out and use Red Yuji, I will. Like, I have Yuta. I have Yuta 5-star, but Yuta's Yuta needs an SP buff. Toji seems like he's still fine, but I personally do not have Toji right now. And I can understand that if a lot of people don't have Toji. And I mean, like, bro, when I tell you, whenever Toji was out, I was saving cubes for the half anniversary for the global version. And anytime I could buy those 30 Toji tickets and summon for Toji, like 3 times back to back, I would, bro. And I probably did close to a rotation's worth of summons for Toji and tickets alone and just didn't do them all together in one sitting. And I still didn't get him. Like, I understand if people do not have Toji. I'm the Gotcha Whisperer. My luck is diabolical in this damn game. I wore a Sukuna cosplay and Black Flashed him, or not even Black Flashed him, Gojo animation him on the second summon. Like, my luck is insane. To not have Toji after all the effort I put into trying to get him is a little diabolical. But nonetheless, Toji is just not something that everybody's gonna have. They did make Toji more accessible in this celebration. Like, they made all the colors better because you have access to such good. Like, this is literally right here, the standard banner update. Okay, cool. Yellow Yaga is incredible for yellow. Gojo is incredible for yellow. Geto's incredible for green. Saki, I heard, has relevance in the tower later on, and I want Saki because her kit sounds interesting. After her SP buff, Maki's not bad. You know, Blue Nanami, I heard is bad, but I'm here to prove that he's not. And then Gakuganji's goated. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, even still, Red needs a little more than just one character becoming easily accessible. What else Red needed was a good buffer, and wow, did they get that shit. Alright, Deadheads, here we have... Oh, wait, I didn't mean to do that. Alright, Deadheads, here we have Nanami's kit, the new Nanami that came out, and I'll find a picture of him in a second. Like I said, the guy who works on the wiki his computer is fried right now, so he can't really update the wiki as much as he wants to, but I can find the picture on Twitter. Skill 1, Deals melee damage combined equal. So I'm not even gonna say compare that. I'm gonna say deals 50% damage. I just want y'all to understand that every Nanami in the game, whatever the percentage of damage they deal is, it is literally half and half taijutsu and jujutsu. So if it says 50% in the skill, just know that it's 100%. Just half of it is taijutsu, half of it is jujutsu. If it says 974%, just know, why did I give myself a complicated number like that? Just know that 487% of that is taijutsu and jujutsu. You see what I'm saying? No matter what the percent of damage Nanami is doing it is always 50-50 between taijutsu and jujutsu. Deals melee combined 50%. Deals combined 50% damage and a high critical hit chance. And he increases his own critical hit chance by 45% for 3 turns. Already off to a really good start. He gives himself a really high chance to increase his critical hit rates for 3 turns with his basic skill. That's the basic skill, the one that you can use every turn. It doesn't say that this cannot stack, so already looking kind of crazy. So this man's gonna be a crit machine, it seems. Okay. Then skill 2 costs 20 cursed energy, which is a good, I'm gonna start making my own little comments on this. This skill costing 20 cursed energy is pretty good. That means that typically if you have a character with 2 dupes, you can spam this skill 3 times back when the fight starts. Unless you have like Kaito or some shenanigans like that. Deals 150%, oh! For once, I just got over here getting all high and mighty. Like, every skill is 50%. They finally actually gave Nanami a skill that is just melee, just taijutsu damage. Interesting. It's 150% melee taijutsu damage, but he increases all red allies' damage dealt by 50% for 4 turns. Bruh. Now that's probably, I'll be candid with you. That is probably at level 10 and not at level 1. I'll be honest. Let me go over to the wiki and pull up SR Red Nanami. Or actually, I don't even have to go to the wiki. I have the game right here. So yes, I am psychotic and I do SP buff my SR characters as well, as long as I'm still using them. If we look at this skill right here, you can see that it supplies a 45.81% damage dealt increase to self for 4 turns, and then a 34.44% damage dealt increase to all allies other than self for 4 turns. What is insane? What's insane about this is his buff on the SSR character doesn't say self-excluded, so that's just 50% to everyone. 4 turns. No self-excluded. Absolute insanity. He already clears old Nanami alone. Like, what does this skill do right here? Deals melee damage. That's 50 and 50-50. Okay, cool. The SSR Nanami deals less damage on his main skill, but his stats are higher, so he deals more damage on his main skill. And he increases his critical hit rate. So already the first 2 skills alone, like, it's crazy that you can see that this Nanami is a direct upgrade replacement from this Nanami, because you're just like, I can go skill for skill and pick them off one by one and see like, yo, you were just improved right here for this reason. Let's go back to the actual picture and keep looking. For skill 3, this costs 30 cursed energy and has a 4-turn cooldown for good reason. The skill 3 on the other Nanami is a damaging skill. I don't think it gives anybody else a buff, and if it even gives him a buff, I'm not sure. But this one increases own damage dealt by 15% for 1 turn, 1 time. So a quick little 15% damage dealt increase at the point that you're hitting the enemy. Deals melee combined damage of 175% taijutsu and jujutsu. There you go. So altogether it should be 350% damage altogether. With critical hit is performed, so crits are guaranteed. That's one thing that I missed in the first skill. No, okay, this one says critical chance high. This one says crit is guaranteed right here. So cooldown for good reason. High damage, increases his own damage, guaranteed crits, increases the selected enemy's break damage received by 30% for 4 turns. Diabolical. And then increases all red allies damage dealt by 90% for 4 turns. 90%? That's ridiculous. If you have this man 2 dupes, you start with 30 cursed energy. You use this first turn. And then literally you just spam this up and use this, and like eventually the 50% is gonna stack onto the 90%. Like, y'all gotta understand, this Nanami is bringing some big numbers out. Not even out from himself, like he's bringing big numbers out for like everybody on your team. This is why he's so incredible, because you may have an incredible DPS and the newly SP buffed Red Nobara, or you know, you still might be gripping on to Copium and or huffing Copium and saying that Yuta is still a good, you know, unit. Toji is still a good unit. Red Yuji is still a good unit. But like this, don't you think they'll look way better with 90% extra damage? and then an extra 50% extra damage. And not to mention, while this man is giving you such an insane, diabolical, villainous buff, he's also contributing his own damage. Like, bro, this skill does a better buff for himself and everybody else on the team for the same amount of cursed energy as the SR version, but he's dealing damage too. This skill right here increases his critical hit chance, which gives him more crits, which gives him more damage. This, do I need to talk about this? Do I really need to? Y'all understand that 90% is 10% below 100% and what 100% means, right? Double. 100% means double. So like this man can turn one come in and nearly give your team double the damage they'll be dealing starting off, and be dealing damage during that, and increase the enemy's break damage received during that as well. So it's like you can say goodbye to 90%, bro. It's 90% plus whatever extra damage you're getting out of this debuff on the enemy, bro. Like, this Nanami is ridiculous, and I think that the game really needed a new red buffer, because Gojo's not a buffer. Gojo's a debuffer. I do like the fact that Gojo makes an enemy so infinitesimally weak that you can just swipe him away with anybody, but I do like the idea of a unit that makes your team so infinitesimally strong that you can swipe away anything as well. And even though he is just for red units, I think what he's doing for red units is absolutely absurd. I mean, come on, bro. Every color has a unit now that's just for that color. So what I see is we're going from just a general random scattering of units, right? We're going from that to like trying to make like actual colored teams and themed teams more important. And then eventually they will get to that era where they're just dropping characters that do work good on any team. And there's going to be staple characters who are always meta that are like in the top. It's kind of making me think of Grand Cross right now. And by the way, I will make a video talking about my experience with the Grand Cross, not even the anniversary, but with the solo leveling collab. The solo leveling collab is more hype than the anniversary, believe it or not, in my opinion. I don't know. But let's look at his ultimate. Deals combined melee, so deals 220% Tai Jujutsu selected to a selected enemy. Increases own damage dealt by 30% for one time, so good. We love to see the damage dealt increase on his own ultimate, on his skills, as he's going in to do the damage on the skills, because that should proc immediately. Then deals another combined 280% of both after that. That's like, bro, that's 500%. That's 500% Taijutsu, 500% Jujutsu, which equals out to 1000% altogether. And if my math is wrong, please comment down below, because I know some of y'all are like, I know some of y'all be in here on that science, on that math and shit, bro. Increases the selected enemy's damage received by 20% for 3 turns. Very good. Very excellent. And then increases all allies' damage dealt by 50% for 4 turns. So literally, there's not a place in this kit where Nanami is not making somebody hit harder. Every single place you look, he's making somebody hit harder. And then also, here's why those critical hits on his skill 1, or not critical hits, here's why the increased critical hit rate is important on his skill 1, and here's why the guaranteed crits on his skill 2 are important as well. And also, a critical hit is guaranteed on his ultimate as well. So we have 2 different skills that crits are guaranteed, and 1 skill where crits can be increased, right? Auto skill starting from turn 6, increases own taijutsu and jujutsu stat by 15%. So he's building towards this, right? But increases his own critical hit damage by 25%, and then it recovers own cursed energy by 30%. So literally, you get to turn 6 with this man, he's gonna night and day switch. Just hit the switch, he's gonna be in murder mode, bro, and it's gonna be time to go. Then his auto skill, when critical hit is performed, increases own taijutsu and jujutsu stat by 5% for 4 turns. So if you can continually keep knocking out crits every turn, you can get this man up to the 15%. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Because it stacks up to 4 turns. So I guess the turn that you would get the 4th crit, it would be at 20%, and then literally at the start of the next turn, it would be 15% again. Then right here, increases own critical hit chance by 30% for 4 turns, cannot be stacked. Reactivated will override the turn count. So instead of it stacking, instead of it being like okay, you critted 3 times in the last 3 turns. Instead of it being, you have 90% crit chance on that 4th turn, instead it's just that you still have 4 turns of crit chance like happening, right? So it's like the crit chance increase, the critical hit chance increase will never go away. If you keep critting, it'll just never go away, which is insane. And then also he recovers his own cursed energy by 5 every time he does a crit too. So like, this man's got it going on. This man is hitting, bro. Like, and here's another funny thing. Whenever Gacha Games release a non-hype character, and Nanami's hype, a lot of people like Nanami, don't get me wrong, but how many people were like, oh, young Nanami, oh my god, like, how many people were thinking that. Nobody. Everybody was like, yo, I know we're still in this part of the game, but like, yo, can we get another Toji? Can we get another Gato? Can we get another this, that? Nobody was expecting Nanami. I don't think so. I can't front on you. I think people would have even been more hyped for Habara, because we never even seen that man do anything in the show. He died. So it's just like, I think we would have been more hyped off of that alone, because they literally already did something like that. They made a Junpei we saw Junpei's technique, yes, before he died in the show, but still, they could do whatever they wanted at that point, because we never saw, like, I guess every character that they've dropped in the game so far, we have seen them do something reminiscent to what they do in the game. So I guess that's fair. But yeah, no. Nanami definitely goated up, definitely clutched up for this one. He definitely got his W, he definitely got his respect on this one. And then let's look at his skill page, and then that's going to be it for the video, because I have glazed my boy enough. This is the memory page that comes with his gacha. Has a 6-turn cooldown, that's that almighty magic number. Increases all red allies damage dealt by 25% for 3 turns. It does not matter if you do an ultimate or a regular skill, which is just even more damage dealt. Like, bro, all of a sudden, you can now increase the damage dealt on your first skill if you wanted to, for first turn if you wanted to, because who cares, bro? Like, you can do it anywhere. Then his auto skill, you can't read it because my big ass, handsome ass face is in the way. Recovers own HP by 30% when own HP is below 30% only once. So has a little tiny bit of survivability in there as well, but very incredible character. And I'd say that he's so incredible that his recollection bit doesn't really need to be so insane. Like, it's chill and it's good for him. It works for him. But the reason why I brought up this Nanami right here too, and the real reason why I'm trying to convey to you, like, how important this is like my red team right now. All these teams I've seen on rain videos. I'm not the type of person to let my ego sacrifice my materials. So I will look up a video. I said this in my last video. I will look up a video on how to do it the proper way, so that I can get all of the materials maximized from the start. The first week that I did this, it was with my yellow team, and my yellow team is the only team that I really do it with right now. The first time I did this was with my yellow team. With my yellow team, I literally got to level 9 instead of 10, and I realized that was just a few extra materials that were off the table. So I was like, yeah, no more of this shit. We're not taking any more chances. We're just gonna go ahead and just bite the bullet, look at the video. But shout out to the homie Rain. Rain is still to this day just making, this man just makes videos on how to beat stuff with like 1,000,001 teams. He's quite insane. Please go check out his channel for real. Cause like, if you really want to get educated in some JJK, my man, it's there for you. But one thing that I instantly noticed is that this red team right here has no Nanami at all on it. I was still stuck on my yellow team there for a second. This red team has no Nanami at all on it, right? But with extra characters coming out who are becoming good in certain characters, in certain colors, that allows you to change around the anatomy of your team a bit, right? So yes, there is no Nanami on this team, and I am using this team, right? But who's to say that somebody else isn't sitting out there and they do have all these units right here, but they don't have like Gojo or something like that, and they're just like, dang, I need somebody else who's gonna make my red units hit hard, but also I need somebody else who's gonna like be able to deal damage too. Oh, new Nanami. You wouldn't consider old Nanami because taking out, I mean, Kaito's gonna die regardless. He's not a damage dealer, and Yaga's not really a damage dealer either. So you already have 2 characters right here who are not dealing damage. So I guess for this specific use case, you could take out Kaito for Nanami, except for not really, because Kaito provides cursed energy. So it's just like, even though Kaito provides no damage, he still provides a damage boost to 2 characters who do cursed energy techniques, because he has to die for Gojo to come out. That's why I didn't count Gojo. But also, he just provides cursed energy in general for everybody, and Gato works much better off of having more cursed energy because his skills do more damage that way. Yuta works better off having cursed energy because it leaves him more open to do his heals and his counters, I believe. I think his counters are also based on cursed energy amount that he has left too. That could be wrong. But literally just a better cast of options for each color is what I'm looking at, man. Like, if we go over and look at all the characters right now, I'm gonna tell you right now the most A1 notable god tier characters here. Gojo, Yaga, I can't even say Nanami anymore because like Momo kind of replaced him a long time ago. Gojo, Yaga, Nobara. I'm gonna say those are like I'm gonna say that like indefinitely. If you're building a team and you're putting them in, they're doing their job. Inumaki could die early on you. Yuta could not heal as much as you need and not do as much damage as you need. Yuji is just a base level standard banner, standard banner, like not upgraded, not SP character, even though his damage is really good. Right? But it's just like, when I look at this and I see only 3 insane characters, I'm like, And yes, I know these top 8 characters are good. Yes. That's not the point that I'm saying. I'm not saying that the others are bad. I'm just saying that like when you put Panda on a team, or I didn't include Panda. When you put Nanami or Inumaki or Hanami or Yuji or Yuta on a team, do they perform to the degree of Gojo, Yaga, Nobara? I don't think so. But with Nanami, now you have a good Nanami that you can put on the team. I'll put Nanami in this tier of character in Nobara, Yaga, Gojo, right? And this is all based off of my personal use case of how it is every single day for me. But literally, bro, they did an incredible job. This celebration altogether was good. Like, they added a bunch of updated things to the game, and honestly, like, I know that this is not my overall, thoughts on the celebration, because I didn't even interact with the celebration that much. I just kept up with it and looked at what was going on. But like, it's all coming to the global version even faster than it came to the JP version. So that's why it's so important. And like, it's so funny. I just made my video saying I don't know what direction I'm going in, and here I am making a JJK video. But like, hey, sometimes I don't want to do like sometimes I just want to do a nice little yap type video. I like to yap. I like to talk to y'all, man. Y'all, like, I like to teach people things, but also I don't feel like I'm just teaching people things because I'm talking. But some people let me know, they indicate that I am teaching them things. So it does help me a great deal that you guys come and watch these videos. And I just want to keep pushing for you. But we all need to keep pushing, man. Y'all saw the last video. Are you gonna wake up when it's time to wake up? Let me know. That's gonna be it for your boy DEADMANVINCE, bro. If you enjoyed this video, then man, I'm glad. This was here for your enjoyment. This was here for your entertainment. This was here for you to learn. Bye.